there's like a whole mom section of the internet, right? And they're very focused on like actual mom stuff. A lot of them are social justice infused, but a few of them aren't. And the ones that aren't, it's like they're talking about how stuff, but it's like when you're looking, it's like based. So
there's no agenda. Like there's no like female male agenda. Their real agenda is like relationship. Like how do we make this relationship better? Without trying to like kind of score points on either side.
But in the context of that, it's rules.
Yeah, it's like, you're like, did a guy write this?
There was the article, MomJunction, the stages of nagging and how to stop being a naggy wife. It feels like it was written by fucking Al Bundy.
I'm going to steal a Richard Jenny joke, but it's just like, it's a tape. It's not a videotape. It's just a piece of tape. Just put it over your mouth.
Oh.
As I was saying, I go, there's no tapes anymore.
No. So we're going to go through. This is advice for women, how to not be a naggy wife. And because they're saying, initially a wife may politely put across her concerns without being disrespectful. She may then pick a fight about his independent decisions. That is with anger, disrespect, and demands come into the picture. Here are some tips, ladies.
Ladies. From another lady.
Yeah. Here, yes.
Part of me feels, because, there's the woman who wrote this. Well, there's the woman who wrote it, and she's not from America. Like you could tell, she's old school, if you will, which the guys don't mind. Like part of you, like, did a guy write this? But then the dude who's like the doctor overseeing it or whatever, you see the photo of him. His name's Dr. Carlos Carmona Goyena. He looks like a fucking dude at a like fucking 70s like disco movie,
right?
Like a real suave guy. And then I was just like, does this woman even exist, or did this guy just write this?
Here are some tips to help you let go of the urge to nag. Do you think the guy went into a pseudo name? His wife's so naggy that he started a fake publication. No, he bought a publication, made a fake pen name, wrote the Naggy Wife article.
This guy, what do you mean? He bought fucking MomJunction.com.
Yeah.
This guy was just like, you know what? I got to start from ground up.
His wife listens to MomJunction.com. It's a social justice site. He on the low buys MomJunction.com. Because, the three articles are...
Shows up to the office. He goes, give me some changes to MomJunction going forward. I'm the new owner.
Yeah, the last 5 articles were like how to be a mom and an activist, and the second one's how to quit nagging.
How to shut the fuck up and let me watch the game by a woman.
Yeah, the last article before that.
Why Monday Night Football is sick by a woman.
Yeah, but the article before that was like how to be a transsexual fucking vice reader. And then the next one,
taking a weird turn, but I'm gonna stick with it.
Bake your man cookies with your mouth closed.
Yeah, it's like how to make your man cookies, but not eat them, so you keep your figure.
Yeah. So the first advice MomJunction has for your wife. I recommend everyone that's in a relationship somehow slipping MomJunction into the equation, where you go, if your wife's like, you know what, I was thinking of having a kid, and be like, that reminds me, MomJunction.
You think there's like a girlfriend junction?
That's the problem, is they need girlfriend junction.
They need girlfriend junction. You go, girlfriend junction said that you should let me hang out with my friends.
That's the funniest move, if there's just a network of dudes.
Yeah, just have all junctions, like every various junction.
Girlfriend junction, side things junction.
Mistress junction.
So
Mistress Junction said you really should never try and contact my wife under any circumstances. So, Mistress Junction.
We honestly need every fucking different junction. Wife that's getting fatter junction.
Wife's too old junction.
Yeah, first one. Stay quiet. This is the first piece of advice. They're off to a good start.
This is like one of those things where the Taliban write this? It's like...
MomJunction's off to a good start. Stay quiet. When things are not going according to you and the way you want them to happen, keep quiet rather than complaining. This could prevent you from saying things that you will later regret. So
can't argue with that. Shut the fuck up.
This is the kind of advice you're getting from MomJunction.
It's like a MGTOW junction over here.
But it is true because there is a lot of things where you go, and this is probably both ways where it's like, you don't need to, I don't need to, if you just let it go, it might work out anyway. I'd say the other way, especially so many times girls go, I want you, I want to do this and this and this. And you just go, okay, yeah. And then you'll never have to do it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure. There's a lot of times. I mean, the biggest one ever is when you have a girl who's not like really like a super go-getter or whatever. And then she's like, I want to do it. And you go, yeah. Because you just know it's not going to happen.
I'm going to change my career and I want to go back to school.
I want to start waking up at 5:30 every morning and going for a jog. And you go, yeah, let's do it.
Arguing any of that stuff at the beginning is so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we talked about that in the context on a few episodes ago in the context of them trying to make you hang out with their friends where they go, a month from now, I want to hang out with my friends, blah, blah. And you go, it's a 10% chance this happens.
Yeah. 10% chance you even remember about this conversation.
MomJunction. Number 2, walk away. Walk into the other room and then leave that place when you think that you'll start an argument. If there is conflict or anger, walk away respectfully, but don't stomp out. They aren't capable of that. I'm going to tell MomJunction right now. MomJunction's living in a dream. This is written by a girl because you're in a dream world if you think that any woman is capable of not passive aggressively stomping out.
I was literally just going to say that. I go, yeah, they're going to leave, and they're going to leave in such a fashion where you go, I would have rather you made a huge scene because this is worse, actually.
Where a girl's just going to be, oh, okay, yeah, you made a good point. You know what I mean? Okay, you know what? I'm just going to, no big deal. I'm just going to pop over the other room. They're going to go, no, knock over books.
Yeah. Totally.
Slam the door.
Like angrily, like, I'm just going to get some juice or something, like angrily, like fill up the glass. You're like
blending the juice.
Like, like knocking. Juice. It's just like stuff's like banging and stuff.
You go, yeah, I'm pretty sure water's already blended. I don't know if you need that water. The glass of water needed a blender involved.
No.
So that option is not going to be a possibility for them.
No.
3, keep yourself busy. Do something like cooking a special meal. So MomJunction's back on track.
Or working a third job.
Calling a friend or involving in some activity. So there's a tinge of, I think it's going to be very few girls that are capable of doing that without also stomping around. But I do think that cooking a meal. They're getting back on track. MomJunction's getting back to the good books.
Yeah, go cook do some food prep for the next month. Fill up that freezer.
Make your husband some beef jerky. So rest. You may tend to nag a lot in some cases when you're tired.
This was my favorite one. It literally goes, you can't nag if you're not awake.
It did not say that, did it?
No, but that's basically the takeaway. You can't nag if you're not awake. Go take a nap.
Give your husband a 5-minute break of you fucking nagging his head off nonstop.
Also, that's the same advice if you have for a cranky child. You just got to put him down for a nap.
MomJunction. This episode is sponsored by MomJunction. Also, for a guy, probably not the best to say, maybe you just need a nap. Snickers?
Yeah, it's like a child. You go, you cranky?
Yeah.
Maybe you need a nap.
Which is, they do.
Yeah.
You may just I think you need a nap. She goes, I have something to say to you. I don't think you've been paying attention to me. You go, I think you need a nap. You know what? I'm going to give you a hand with that chloroform.
Yeah. No. You do is just, as they're really starting yelling, you just fucking sneak a pacifier in their mouth. You go, pop, and just pop it in. You go, like with Maggie Simpson.
Maggie Simpson, yeah. No, when they're doing that, you pick them up and then you just slowly do.
You swaddle them.
You put your phone up and it's just like, someone needs a nap.
Who needs a nappy?
Yeah. So they have the rest is the best solution is to go to bed and sleep rather than starting a serious conversation when you're physically or emotionally drained. So MomJunction, we agree with you there.
Yeah.
Pray. So this gives you some information about who wrote this article. Pray for strength and wisdom to make the right decision and pray for the ability to not nag. God.
Dear Lord, bless me with the strength to not be a fucking nag all the time. Amen.
Dear God, please bless me with the strength to let my husband have one night with his friends of the whole fucking month without me opening up my stupid bitch mouth. Dear Lord.
Amen.
Give me Lord, give me the strength to allow my husband 5 minutes of enjoyment.
You know what the best of me of the dude is so fucking like, he goes, she's nagging a lot. He goes, give me your hands. Let's pray. And he goes, dear Lord, please give my bitch wife the strength to shut her fucking mouth for 10 minutes.
Please give my wife the strength to allow me to enjoy this one sandwich that I prepared for myself. Just one half of the sandwich is all I ask without...
If she could ever just prepare a sandwich anywhere near as good as this, then...
Dear Lord, give my wife the strength to make me food.
To figure out how to fucking assemble a goddamn sandwich.
Dear Lord. Let's pray together. Lord.
You grab her hands.
Grab her hands at the
grab
dinner.
her hands and go, dear Lord.
Dear Lord, pray together. Dear Lord, give my wife the strength to get off her fat ass and make me food for once in her life.
And then to clean up
instead of ordering
while I
on
go
my
watch the
credit
game.
card. Yeah.
And not bring it up.
Give my wife the strength to take a week off of buying stuff on my credit card. Lord, give her the strength. Baby, we need to ask the universe. Pray to the gods and ask the universe. Pray. Use positive reinforcement. So when you're done praying, he says, put yourself in your partner's shoes and ask yourself if you would put up with your partner's unceasing criticism if you were him. So this is MomJunction is a bit of a dream world scenario.
Yeah, you're like...
Do you know what my technique is for when this is what I'd kind of do, which to be honest, I think it is fairly reasonable. The funny version is you just always go, what is this you're doing right now?
Yeah.
Where a girl goes, I just think this and this. I go, why are you doing this? What are you up to? Why are you the way that you are?
Why are you the way you are?
But it's like, whenever a girl is sort of, if you're dating someone, they're very like, can you not do this? Like, can you not make the bed? Can you like not leave your dish there? If like it's just like one thing after another, you used to be like, hey, like I always kind of you always bring it back. Go, hey, listen, do you not think our relationship is pretty even? Or at least, I'm potentially favored in my thing. Like if you were to say, if we have a pretty 50-50 thing, do you think that? And it's like, if the case is yes, it's like, yeah, I think it's pretty even. It's like, so do you think in a case where we have a pretty even relationship, I need to be yelled at all the time for shit like this? Mm-hmm. Like, factor that in. Be like, hey, listen, if you think one thing that annoys me about him is this, it's like, listen, if you have one real actual thing, like, don't do this. But if it's like generally,
it's
like I'm kind of messy or whatever it is, not even that it was this, then it's like, okay, listen, factor that in and be like, that's a negative about me. Mm-hmm. And given that with that negative, are we still kind of even?
Yeah.
Right?
Your baseline can't be zero negatives.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you're like trying to be like, oh, I won't be with someone where you're like, oh, good luck.
And in the odd scenario where if you a lot of times girls will be like, well, I actually don't think it's even. And there's two options. One, it's not, and you're getting a good deal from this girl because she's paying for stuff and you're getting a bad deal. In that case, fucking, clean up after yourself.
For sure.
You got to do the little things because you're essentially her employee at this point.
I mean, if she's the breadwinner and all that stuff and you're like a stay-at-home like husband or boyfriend. But
if it is fairly even, then, and she says this will be a good sort of, because a lot of times she's starting to feel like I'm taking advantage of me and this, I'm staying up for myself. She goes, then you go, are we not pretty even? She'll be like, oh, I don't think it really is even. Then you start doing the stats. Yeah. And I think a lot of times when girls are forced to do the math, we go, okay, who do you think pays for more things? Okay, so what looks like it was me on that
Ryan
front.
is like fucking Johnny Cochran. He has his credit card statements, but blown up on like Bristol board. He goes, let me bring in evidence exhibit A.
Yeah, you go, who picks the things more? Okay, let's say how many things I made you do that you didn't want to do versus me. Like I did this, like for you, like, blah, blah. You start doing the math. I think you quickly find out that most relationships, the girls, she won't admit it at the time, but it is a bit of a reality check because when you're being nagged way more and it's like, okay, so you do the math, you find out at the very least it's fairly even. So on top of that, should I be being bothered this much.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just their nature.
You are
Not women's nature.
Huh? You are the way that you are, but
Just the ones that are like that are like, you know.
but you are the way that you are. So I guess.
Girl, you're amazing.
And you are though, even though you are the way you are. Do you know there's like body positivity and all those movements? It's funny saying like nagging is something that girls can't help. It's like the naggy positivity movement.
Bitchy
It's
positivity.
Like, she can't help it that she's like that.
I mean, I think a lot of them can't. The ones who are super nags, I find it very hard to believe that
You can help that as much as someone that's fat can help that, you know?
But I'm saying I find it hard to believe that someone's like in one relationship is a giant nag and then the next one they're in, they're just totally chill.
I don't think they can help it when they are really, really crazy, like a once in a month or so, like once every week or something like that. Where it's like, it's like most of the time they're normal, but they get in their fucking way.
Yeah.
But someone that's always like that, that's something that you can change the same way that someone that's fat can change. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you know, you can do it. So that's another thing. You want you to, after you're done praying, positive reinforcement. So you put yourself in your partner's shoes. I don't think that there's too much of that being like, maybe that's not true. I think I've dated people like
I feel like this woman comes from a country where domestic abuse is legal.
Would he want me to? would he want me to criticize his choice of fucking bread that he bought at the grocery store? No. Focus on yourself. Concentrate on yourself. Learn about your weaknesses and shortcomings. And figure out ways to improve. Girls learn their weaknesses and shortcomings through their self-inspection, the way that you tell your weakness and shortcomings to your boss on a job interview.
If anything, I don't nag enough.
Yeah.
That's my weakness.
Yeah, like a girl that's like really naggy all the time will do all this self-inspection and be like, I think that I might be too much of a fucking, I don't voice my concerns enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm too much of a pushover. I allow myself to be in situations where I am not getting a fair deal. Yeah. Like that's the kind of the self-inspection they'll come up with. I think they're better off praying for the strength.
Their self-inspection is, here's 10 ways I'm a victim.
Yeah, I don't know if the self-inspection works as good, but so you focus on yourself. Avoid being judgmental and focus on yourself. So that one, I think that's not going to help as much. I think the best option
nag
here is
yourself?
to pray. Try doing it to yourself.
Why don't you start nagging yourself?
Yeah, give yourself a taste of your own medicine.
Yeah.
Gain trust and your respect back. So they're saying once you've done all the damage from nagging, they're not going to, which is true because. You know, that's another thing I've said to girls. And again, I think that these things probably work both ways around when someone's being too annoying on, you know, it's not like there isn't fucking guys that are nuts too. But
yeah, absolutely.
When a lot of times you can be like, listen, the problem here is that when you're like this, it's not, I do like being around you, but when you're like this, obviously over time, just from a natural aversion standpoint, I'm just going to want to stop hanging out with you.
100%.
So it's like, I don't want to be in a car knowing that like I get back to my house and it's like I don't want to live that life, but it's like, what if the last 5 times I came home, I got an earful, like your brain fucking makes pattern recognition.
Absolutely. But with MomJunction, I think the assumption is that these are married and you're like, there's nowhere to hide other than a divorce.
Well, you can hide by, you know, going and doing your activities.
Yeah, your activities. There's probably so many.
Gola plays hockey 6 games a week.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of couples who like the moment that they move in together, you go, really weird. Right when we moved in together, you became quite the go-getter.
Yeah, really.
You're just never home.
No, yeah, it's like golf. You do all that stuff, and it's like, why? It's like, well, sometimes it's, you know, a fair relationship and you whatever, but sometimes it's, well, yeah, because I'm getting fucking a nag fest when I go to my house.
Because I want to put a hole in the wall.
Yeah.